I hope that you are gaining traction on your New Year's resolution and you're keeping the consistent going. I am definitely having trouble with keeping my New Year habits. I do like this habit tracker on one of my notebooks, and for some reason, my journaling habits is like left in 2025. Like I, for some reason, I couldn't continue in 2026. I've been journaling less this month compared to last year, and I really want to go back to journaling every day because I think it really helped me process my emotions and keep me focused on my goals and everything. So that's how my month has been going. I hope yours is going better than mine. This year I decided to follow the 12-week year plan instead of like a whole year New Year's resolution thing, because apparently a lot of people mentioned that it helped them in terms of meeting their goals. So I'm trying to do that instead of giving myself a whole year to reach to my goals. So instead of like having these big goals at the end of the year, I have like these smaller goals that contribute to a bigger goal, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes for this year and for this next 12 weeks and see whether it helps in terms of like reaching goals. Today I want to talk about validation. I am an overachiever, but not in a perfect straight A kind of way, but I would say I did pretty well. I went to a good university during my degree in the US. I got a scholarship to go there. I got involved in student government while I was there, which is crazy. I did a double degree, computer science and engineering and business analytics. 3 months after I graduated, I got a job at a semiconductor company, Micron, as an engineer. Then went to do my master's in the UK, and then got to work there for about 3 years at a very well-known management consulting firm. And I mean, all of this are sort of, like what I chose to do. Like I chose to apply to these jobs. I chose to apply to do masters. I chose to do 2 degrees instead of one. So I think these are all sort of like evidence to say that I'm overachiever. It has definitely helped in terms of getting opportunities, opening doors to a lot of experience, and it's not bad at all. But somewhere along the way, I felt like all these external achievements became my measuring stick for my self-worth. Like I would tie my worth to how well I'm doing at a certain thing, or how much I have achieved. So if I was improving, like going up, I'll be like, oh, that's great. I felt valuable. If I was progressing, I felt valuable. And if I feel like I'm not, evolving or improving anything, I'm just staying stagnant, I feel like something's wrong with me. And the improvement is not necessarily have to be internal, it has to be external, like it has to mean something big for some reason. That's how I put my self-worth. It's not enough to do just a master's, it has to be from a good university. It's not enough to work in this industry, it has to be at a good company in that industry. That's how, for some reason, that's how I am wired. So it has to be something big, and it has to be, going up and up and up. So when I didn't get promoted at my consulting job, it definitely hurt. So during my consulting job, before I quit, I didn't get promoted at all 3 years after working there. So there was 3 times there were opportunities for me to get promoted, but I wasn't. 3 or 4, I don't remember anymore. The first time I was okay with, because I didn't even know, that was my first mistake. Like I didn't even know there were promotion cycles going on and we could get promoted when we were literally just like 1 year in. But I guess that's where my colleagues are faster or better than me, so they got promoted. And then the second time, I was like gut wrenched. I definitely felt like something was wrong with me, but in a way I was like still motivated, or like still glossy eyed in a way, to kind of improve myself, because I felt like it was justified for me not to get promoted, because there was definitely something that could have been improved. So I was like, it's fine, okay, let's try this again. And I tried and I didn't get promoted, and then I tried again, I didn't get promoted again. And I remember there was one time where this promotion cycle happens like a week before my wedding. And so I came back to Malaysia to get married, and then I looked at my work email and found out I was not getting promoted, and it was just devastating. And I was like trying not to focus on this because I was about to get married, and yet I'm sad that I'm not getting promoted. And then I tried again and I didn't get promoted again. So that was the point I decided to quit. So when I keep trying and I keep pushing myself, but each time I was passed over, it was like it was chipping away at how I saw myself. And then eventually I realized, you know what, I wasn't going to be promoted. For my mental emotional stability, I should quit. So I did. For a while I felt ashamed in a way, like Like even now, you don't even know which consulting company I'm talking about, because I feel like some people might see this as a weakness or say something like, oh, it's because maybe because you didn't try hard enough, or maybe because you should have been more aware of this. Like I have all these thoughts about that. But I'm human, right? Like we're all human. I have feelings, I have a heart. I'm not a robot like Chat GPT, where you just keep on prompting, improve this, and just not having any feelings. I do have feelings. And after a while, like I couldn't take it anymore. And I keep feeling like I'm not good enough just because I wasn't getting promoted. So I felt like my self-worth was tied to an outcome that sort of in a way is out of my control. Like I could control my actions and how I want to approach and try to go for the promotion, but I couldn't control the outcome of I will get the promotion. So I didn't like that. And the thing is, I didn't even really like the job. Like it wasn't something that I was really passionate about. And I felt like, oh my gosh, I have to work this because it's my passion. I don't won't take no for an answer. No, I was like I could see my colleagues, seeing it as an important job and how they are valuable to their clients, but I couldn't. And I couldn't learn a lot anymore, because if you want to learn, right, after a while you kind of have to go up so that you learn something new. But I wasn't learning anything new as much, and there was no growth for me. So for me, it's like, why am I emotionally invested in this particular career and this particular outcome when I don't even like the job? That was also why I quit. I didn't really believe in it. I didn't really learn a lot. I didn't really do well in it. So why do I keep trying so hard? And I think it's because of the company and the prestige and how people see me when they know I work there. There are a couple times where people will be like, "Oh, that's impressive. Can I send you my resume so that they could be considered going in or be a referee?" Blah blah blah. And I guess I cared about that because I care about what people think. Although deep down, I feel disconnected from the work itself. Like I didn't really like the work, and so when I quit, I did a lot of self reflection through journaling, and I didn't like the fact that we define ourselves based on our career in a way, or our achievements, or what we do. For some reason, when we introduce ourselves, right, like the first thing they will say is our name, where we're from, and what we do for work. When you meet a stranger, that's the thing that you'll probably ask, like, oh, what do you do? And people will usually say about their work, as if that defines who you are, or that is the most important thing about ourselves, when it's not. When actually the things that reveal you as a person of how you are is other stuff, like whether you budget or splurge. It tells you whether you're a person who delays gratification or not, or whether you plan every detail for a vacation or you just go with the flow. It tells you whether you're a planner like me, or whether you're just the type to be spontaneous. How do you treat someone when they don't benefit you at all? It tells you whether you're kind or not. These sort of things say far more about a person than any job title would. So that's how I see myself now, in a way. Like I try to detach myself from my job in a way, so that I don't feel like emotionally invested in a title, and also as sort of like a way to get myself not to put my self-worth into my achievements. And because in the end, what should matter to me is whether I'm being kind, or I'm being generous, or I'm being understanding to other people and to myself. And not to say I don't have ambitions. Like I'm a very ambitious girl. Again, like overachiever for some reason is my DNA, and it's not wrong. But I'm not tying my self-worth to those goals anymore. Besides of these achievements or these goals, there's something else I want to pay attention to and focus on. Who am I becoming as a person, even when no one is watching, no one is clapping, even when it's inconvenient, even though like it means nothing to my achievement? Who am I as a person? Am I patient or overly critical? Do I try to be understanding to others and myself? Just because I'm learning to live without validation doesn't mean that I'm rejecting success. It just means not letting success be the only place where I tie my self worth to. What I'm trying to do more is becoming someone who feels okay with not getting a gold star each time, and becoming someone who stopped measuring these gold stars.